That's right. All this time, Vegeta had been able to master the power of a god completely, with which he was able to repel a little the incredible aura of Goku, despite not completely repelling it. Vegeta was able to stand up with a little difficulty. What is this supposed to be, Kakarot? No matter what kind of training it is, your power is much greater than mine. I have to accept it. That is not the Vegeta I know, since the Vegeta who was my rival would never let me surpass him so easily. And you're right, this power is partly thanks to the Zaru, but I will not be the only Supreme Zaru, since your partner deserves to be so. What? What the hell are you telling me? I do not understand anything of what you tell me. Goku, at that moment of a quick movement, was able to give him a slight blow to his heart, but that blow was different, since at the moment an incredible power would begin to travel throughout Vegeta's body, while his chest began to burn in an amazing way. Vegeta at the moment would expel his power, managing to elevate an incredible aura of purple fire. That's right, it was the color of a god of destruction, of his destructive energy. I'm sure Vegeta will be able to dominate the power of the Supreme Zaru. For that reason, I have been reserving a part of that power. Vegeta, at the moment of an incredible scream, would generate a great explosion everywhere, but to the surprise of even Goku, Vegeta had acceded to the state of a giant Zaru, beginning to destroy everything around him. Goku would try to reason with Vegeta, but it was impossible for him, so at the moment, Vegeta was about to destroy the door of the Room of Time, so Goku would face Vegeta, and with an incredible roar, he was able for Vegeta to be able to react, since throughout Goku's aura he was able to form the incredible Supreme Zaru. I'm sorry, but what is all this power that flows? Although I have transformed into the Zaru, what is all this about? I guess you have to control that state. That's why when I possess my body to the sacred Zaru, I directly access the Super Saiyan Phase 4 Celestial. Vegeta would begin to concentrate, so after a few days of training, his body would begin to shrink, while all his fur changed to a purple color. That's right, Vegeta was able to adapt the new transformation with the energy of a god of destruction. At the moment, a gigantic power would be perceived throughout the Room of Time. Wow, the power you have is incredible. It even costs me work to be in front of you. It's time, Vegeta. Let's start with the training. Kakarot, I never thought I'd say this, but I appreciate it, and I'm ready for the new training. Meanwhile, in a very distant place, thousands of years had passed because Susanoo, before being out of combat, had been able to enter together with his Lord Mesvel to one of the special rooms in which time passed in a very different way. In that dimension, thousands of years had passed. Thanks to this, Mesvel was able to wake up, but his entire internal system was completely destroyed. The moment Mesvel stood up, he would vomit large amounts of blood. Damn it, I've even returned to my original body. I can't believe the power that miserable mortal has been able to obtain. But all that was thanks to the damn Zaru. Mesvel would begin to walk through the dimension, which in the same way possessed an identical castle, so at the moment he would notice the presence of Susanoo. Susanoo, the most loyal warrior I've been able to have. I have to use all my ability to heal all your wounds. Mesvel, with all his power, was able to obtain help from the underworld. That's right, since at that moment the doors of the entire underworld opened, while chains began to wrap around Susanoo's entire body. I, as one of the first existences of this entire multiverse, offer you one of the 7 elemental sticks, but completely cure my subordinate. This will be a beneficial treatment for both. I will be waiting for my elemental stick. The power of the entire underworld was able to completely cure Susanoo, who had even been able to fully recover his power, managing to awaken a little upset. What happened? Where am I? But my lord, you have already woken up, but you should be taking a break. Susanoo, I thank you for being my most faithful and loyal soldier. But I did not want you to share my fate, since I have only gotten involved in this war. No, my lord, we have not yet given up. At this moment, I, the powerful Susanoo, grant you all my power, and I pass to be part of you. Do not be stupid, Susanoo. we do not have the power required to end that damn Supreme Zaru. I trust you, my lord. You are the ruler of the entire Dark Realm." Susanoo would transform into a kind of dark energy, beginning to enter Mezvel's body. That's right, his most loyal warrior was able to sacrifice himself and be part of his power. So at the moment, Mezvel was able to assimilate all that great power, managing to destroy that whole dimension. But before the divine beings were able to perceive his power, he would be able to reduce it quickly. This time, I intend to end the entire Senuzama realm, since I desire the power of the damn Zaru. I just want everyone to die in my hands. Mezvel, in all this time, was able to choose again the transformation of a child, so his power would have an incredible increase in power, beginning in the same way to channel all his power into the heart. That's right, Mezvel had planned to sacrifice himself to end the entire Senuzama realm. Meanwhile, returning to the Room of Time, both Saiyan were fighting, which had a very even battle. However, at that moment, the Supreme Zaru was able to communicate with Goku. "My lord, apparently Mezvel is still alive, and his power has increased in an incredible way. But the strangest thing is that his power even exceeds his limit. Apparently, he has planned to explode, to be able to destroy everything in his path. We can't allow that, so it's time to die along with that miserable, since it won't be enough to leave him. Are you with me? Oh yeah, I've lived for millions of years, and having a worthy death is the best for a legend like me. In the same way, I can die in peace, knowing that that warrior named Vegeta has in the same way the power of the Supreme Zaru." Goku, with a quick movement and using much more power, was able to leave Vegeta out of combat, so he would stretch one of his hands, making Vegeta recover completely, but he was still out of combat. With that, it will be enough. Since this will not be a battle, it will only be the end of something that should never have started. I agree with you, my love. It's time to do it.
For his part, in the kingdom of everything, Mezvel had been able to appear. That's right, the kingdom of the great Zeno was in the same way considered the center of all the 12 universes. I never thought I said this, but I'm not interested in power anymore. I just want to end all of you, miserable. Mezvel, please stop, since if you detonate all that incredible energy, even you will die. Everything in this universe will be reduced to simple atoms. Don't you think it's fun? All this will be in the name of my most skilled warrior, Susanoo, so we will all die. Mezvel's heart would start beating much faster, but at the moment, Goku was able to appear in front of everyone. I have been able to realize his intentions, but apparently, for your energy to be able to explode, approximately 5 minutes must pass. In that time, you will be able to get away from this place. Goku would quickly begin to access the omnipotent Super Saiyan God. That's right, all this time, Goku was never able to master that transformation, since the price for using it was the destruction of each of his bones. Apparently, you were willing to die anyway. But I don't just want your life, I want the life of all these universes. I won't allow that, since of all these universes, I am the protector. Goku would begin to grant him millions of blows, with which he would begin to lose control of Mezvel's energy. That's right, Mezvel, having collected all that energy, his body was hundreds of times heavier than before, so he was not able to dodge Goku's attacks. Mr. Goku will be able to take the victory. He is able to overcome it completely. No, my best friend plans to die with Mezvel, since in case of not holding him, not retaining him, Mezvel will be able to explode in these universes. Goku, realizing that Mezvel's energy would begin to gather at greater intensities, would hold him tightly to his neck, beginning to move through millions of temporal cracks, being able to move away from millions of light years, in which his explosion would not be able to cause damage to the Divine Kingdom. On the other hand, returning to the Room of Time, Vegeta would wake up with an incredible headache. Ouch, my head hurts too much. That damn insect in all this time was still containing itself. But a mental power would be revealed at that moment. Vegeta, at this moment,
I leave the protection of the entire planet Earth in your hands, since I, in this last battle, am planning to die. You will be the warrior who will bring peace to all 12 universes. In your body, I already know the power of the Supreme Zaru. I trust you, Prince Saiyan." Vegeta would quickly leave the room of time, realizing how an incredible power was moving away from all 12 universes. At the moment Vegeta would try to go, he would be strongly held by Beerusbub. "Mr. Vegeta, please stop. Mr. Goku informs us that you would try to do something like this." "Whis, let me go, damn it! There must be another option. I will not let Goku die." But at that moment, 4 gigantic powers had joined in one, so a tremendous explosion would be seen by each warrior of the 12 universes, while the power of Goku and Mezbel would disappear completely. That's right, the essence of the Supreme Zaru God had completely disappeared. Friend Goku, the sacrifice you made will never be forgotten. I want you to make a great statue in each of the 12 universes, since thanks to you, we are still alive. Damn insect, I did not think you would be able to leave me such a great responsibility as taking care of these insects. But believe me, Kakarot, I will meet your expectations. This is how the 2 rivals had completely perished, just like the Supreme Zaru along with his bearer son Goku, who would be remembered forever due to his great feats. At a time when both warriors were fighting a battle that could change the fate of the Earth, this being that appeared as Bahamut Sequai, this dark entity with humanoid shape but bird's head, was going to be surprised by the stills of the Saiyan warriors. In the midst of the fight of all the demonstration of strength between both warriors and this dark being, Tagami, with a face of confusion but confident in his strength, was much superior to that of these terrifying warriors. He thought, "I am surprised at the strength that these beings of the Earth have. I guess they deserve to know who will kill them." Then, at that moment, he told them with a malevolent smile, "I have been surprised, warriors. That is why they deserve to know my name. I am Tagami, sacred god of darkness, follower of the supreme god Bahamut." Goku, very surprised at what he heard, said, "More gods? This sounds very dangerous, and it's exciting." "Insect, shut up! The life of the planet is at risk, and you get excited for a being that is very powerful." The speed of the combat accelerated as Goku and Vegeta swung over Tagami. The energy in the air became dense, liberating with the intensity of the imminent confrontation. Tagami, with his dark aura, remained firm, watching the Saiyan closely. "Do you think you have any chance against the power of darkness?" Goku and Vegeta continued their advance without wasting time in unnecessary words. In a blink, they had in front of Tagami, unleashing a blast of blows. Tagami, with surprising agility, dodged many of the attacks, but some managed to land, demonstrating the strength of the Saiyan. "Do not underestimate the power of a Saiyan," Vegeta with his frown added. "Come on, God of Darkness, show what you can do." Tagami, responding to the challenge, unleashed his own fury. His speed and combat skills were amazing, deflecting Goku and Vegeta's blows with subtle movements. The battle became a whirlwind of punches, kicks, and explosions of ki, illuminating the sky with flashes of light and darkness. "Ha ha! You are only insects in front of the power of eternal darkness." Goku in his base state and Vegeta with his pride of Prince Saiyan continued to pressure Tagami. However, as the battle advanced, Tagami began to reveal more of his true power. His dark aura intensified, and his form changed subtly, revealing a transformation that increased his power exponentially. "This can't be good." Goku, always excited by a challenge, added, "Vegeta, get ready. This is getting interesting." The increase of power of Tagami created an overwhelming pressure on the battlefield. His speed increased drastically, and his strength eclipsed that of the Saiyan. However, Goku and Vegeta did not let themselves be intimidated. With determination, they raised their own levels of power, taking the battle to new heights.
The fight continued with fast attacks and explosions that shook the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta, now in more advanced forms, maintained the pace, challenging Tagami at every step. However, despite his efforts, the sacred god of darkness proved to be a formidable adversary. Haha, this is entertaining, but your resistance is useless. Darkness consumes all. Goku and Vegeta, without giving up, exchanged determined looks. Vegeta, it's time to go further. Yes, of course, Kakarot.
While Chao and Tenshinhan hurried to warn the other Zeta warriors, the confrontation between Goku, Vegeta, and Tagami entered a new level of intensity. The fight for the fate of the universe was at its peak. The cosmic battle broke out on planet Earth, where darkness and light collided in a frenetic dance of energy. Goku and Vegeta, the brave Saiyans, faced Tagami, the Archon, sacred god of darkness. The intensity of the fight resonated in the universe, and each movement threatened to tear the reality itself apart. Tagami, who had increased his power, floated in the air with an imposing presence and a dark aura. His eyes shone with malice as he watched the Saiyans, who remained firm, prepared to defend the fate of the planet. In response, the increased power of his enemy, Goku and Vegeta channeled their ki to the maximum, raising their power to the Super Saiyan. Vegeta, this guy is very strong, but that only means that the fight will be even better. Of course, Kakarot, this is our moment to shine. Planet Earth vibrated with energy released by the three contenders. The distant stars seemed to parry before the magnitude of the conflict. The clouds dissipated by such a demonstration of power. Tagami, with his increased speed, threw himself at Goku with a fistful loaded with darkness. Goku, using his elasticity and speed, dodged gracefully, leaving a trail of flashes around him at speed, in which Tagami retaliated with his blows at great speed. Vegeta, with an explosion of ki, interposed between Goku and Tagami, blocking an attack that would have devastated a Saiyan partner. The explosive wave of the collision sent rubble in all directions. I did not expect less from you, sacred god of darkness. Tagami, challenging, unleashed a series of dark bursts towards Goku and Vegeta. The Saiyans responded with perfect synchronization, counteracting each attack with precise blows and energy waves. The scene seemed like a combat symphony, where each movement was choreographed with divine precision. Goku, with a sparkle in his eyes, concentrated his energy in his hands. A blue energy sphere began to form, growing in size and luminosity. Vegeta, observing the familiar technique, smiled at recognizing the power that Goku was invoking. The colossal energy wave fired by Goku crossed the sky like a lightning bolt, impacting fully on Tagami. However, the darkness absorbed the energy, and the hawk emerged helpless, laughing with disdain. "Is that all you have, Saiyan?" While Goku was recovering from the effort of his attack, Vegeta threw himself at Tagami with supersonic speed. His fists collided with the Dark God, creating an expansive wave that shook the air. However, Tagami responded with a burst of energy that sent Vegeta backwards. Damn, this guy is stronger than I thought. Goku, recovering, joined the battle again. Both Saiyan, aware that they were facing a formidable enemy, decided that it was time to take the fight to the next level. Vegeta, what do you think if we show what we can really do? Of course, Kakarot. Let's do it. Goku and Vegeta began to accumulate energy around them. The atmosphere was charged with the intensity of their ki as they unleashed their advanced forms. Goku transformed into the Super Blue Saiyan, while Vegeta assumed his evolved form, the Super Evolved Blue Saiyan. Are you serious now? Goku and Vegeta with their new forms advanced towards Tagami with renewed determination. The speed and strength of the Saiyan were now incomparable. Their impacts resonated like cosmic thunder, creating a symphony of destruction in the sky. The battle became even more intense. Goku and Vegeta coordinated their movements, attacked Tagami with impressive combinations of techniques and body-to-body attacks. The Hawk, despite his power, was overwhelmed by the ferocity of the Saiyan. Final blast! The energy bursts, one blue and one golden, converged in a titanic explosion that enveloped Tagami. Light and darkness were mixed in a burst of dazzling colors. However, when the explosion dissipated, Tagami emerged once again, his form slightly askew, but his determination intact. Your power is impressive, but I am a god. Darkness cannot be defeated so easily. Goku and Vegeta, without giving up, continued the offensive. The speed of their combat reached levels that challenged comprehension. Punches and kicks exchanged in a fraction of a second, creating a glimmer of cosmic collisions. Big Bang Attack! Kaioken X20! The energy bursts again, shaking the sky with its fury. However, Tagami with his divine resistance resisted the attacks. The battle spread through the cosmos, with the warriors disappearing and reappearing in flashes of light and shadow. In the midst of the fight, Goku and Vegeta began to feel overwhelming pressure. The darkness of Tagami seemed to expand, even defying the limits of the most powerful Saiyan. The reality itself was twisted under the influence of dark energy. This darkness is incredibly strong. We can't go back now, Kakarot. We must overcome this. Both Saiyan raised their powers even more. The fight reached a new peak of intensity. The energy exploded like fire. Artificial fire in the vastness of the night sky, illuminating the darkness with flashes of determination and challenge. Tagami, in the epicenter of the storm, smiled sinisterly. Now you will see the true power of eternal darkness. The universe trembled as the battle reached its climax. The warriors fought for the fate of everything they knew. The question that persisted in space was if the light of the Saiyan could overcome the darkness of the sacred god. The planet Earth was vibrating with the intensity of the cosmic battle. Goku and Vegeta, soaked in sweat, kept their advanced forms as they prepared for the next assault on Tagami. Darkness emanated from his figure, but something seemed out of place. The skin of the dark god had a grayish tone, as if he had not yet completed the possession of his bearer. Tagami, with a guttural laugh, seemed to notice the perplexity in the expressions of the Saiyans. Surprised, Saiyan? I have not yet revealed all my power. Goku and Vegeta exchanged bewildered looks. Something was not right, and both warriors felt it. At that moment, Tagami convulsed. His form trembled as if he were fighting against something. An invisible force seemed to pull him from within. No, I have not yet taken complete control. Suddenly, a burst of dark energy enveloped Tagami, hiding him from view. The Saiyans were on guard, prepared for any surprise. The energy in the air became denser, as if the cosmos itself was on the verge of transformation. What's going on? Before they could ask more questions, the dark energy dispersed, revealing the true form of Tagami. However, what they saw left them breathless. At the moment of reaching his true form, he let him see the body he was possessing. This body was Yamcha's. Once the warriors saw that, Tagami completed his humanoid form with a bird's head, but now he clearly showed the true form of the sacred god of destruction. The hawk's head was clearly shown, with a defined muscularity, but a delegated body. Wearing Egyptian clothes, blue with gold, bracelets and gold necklaces, immense wings, which disappeared and appeared at will. Now Tagami had something in his favor and played against the Saiyan warriors. Not only should he defeat them, but also avoid damaging Yamcha. It's Yamcha's appearance! Tagami's resounding laugh filled the space. Now completely in possession of Yamcha's body, the dark god showed a malevolent smile.
That's right, Saiyan. This body is weak. It belongs to me now. Vegeta squeezed his teeth with fury. Damn it, how dare you oppose one of us? It's not just one Saiyan. Soon all of you will become puppets of Bahamut. The reality of the situation hit Goku and Vegeta with the force of a cosmic impact. The dark entity they faced was not only a dark god, but also had the power to possess the territorial warriors. Yamcha, now inside the sacred god of darkness, had no sign of consciousness. The god had taken complete control of his being. There is no escape. Bahamut will be released, and this universe will fall in the eternal darkness. Goku and Vegeta shared a determined look. They knew that the threat was now even greater. They were not only fighting against a dark god, but they also faced the possibility of losing their friends and allies in this fight. Vegeta, we have to find a way to free Yamcha and stop Tagami. Of course, Kakarot, but first, we have to deal with this dark god. The battle continued, but now the situation was more desperate. Tagami, with Yamcha's body, unleashed an unstoppable fury. The Saiyan fought not only against the eternal darkness, but also against the weight of facing one of their own companions. The explosions of energy illuminated the sky, but Goku and Vegeta's inner struggle was just as intense. Each blow and blast of ki resonated with the promise of freeing Yamcha and saving the universe from the threat of Bahamut. But Tagami was not going to give up so easily. Do you think you can beat one of the sequaces of the Devourer of Worlds? The dark energy intensified, and the definitive form of the sacred god of darkness, now free to use all his power, launched relentless attacks. Goku and Vegeta, with their advanced forms, fought with all their strength, but the darkness had a firm grip. The fight lasted. Each moment seemed like an eternity. Yamcha, although he was only a container for Tagami, at one point in the fight he showed signs of pain on his face. It was as if his own essence was fighting against the darkness that consumed him. Yamcha, hold on, we're going to get you out of this. But Goku's words were lost in the storm of battle. Tagami, with a maniacal smile, continued his assault. The Earth, witness to this cosmic confrontation, trembled at the magnitude of the confrontation between light and darkness. In a very distant place, Tien Shin and Chao, after altering the other Z warriors about the threat, returned to the battlefield. Seeing the situation, Tien Shin's face was filled with fury as Chao squeezed his fists with determination. Tagami, I'll make sure you pay for this. Both warriors joined the fight, but even with their skills, facing a dark god who possessed one of their own would not be easy. The battle became a desperate struggle to save Yamcha and stop Bahamut before he was released. In the midst of chaos, Goku and Vegeta shared a look of determination. Darkness could be powerful, but the light of the Saiyan would shine even in the darkest moments. The battle for the fate of the universe was far from over, and the heroes of the Earth were willing to face any challenge that came their way. Making a trip to the past, a day before the strange artifact impregnated Goku's chest after rescuing his son Goten, Yamcha, oblivious to the imminent danger that was approaching, was exploring an ancient Egyptian pyramid during an archaeological expedition. The atmosphere was filled with mystery and the promise of amazing discoveries. In the depths of the pyramid, Yamcha came across an ancient artifact that shone with a dim light. It was an Egyptian bracelet decorated with intricate hieroglyphics. Fascinated by its beauty and attracted by an inexplicable force, Yamcha could not resist and placed the bracelet on his wrist. At the moment the bracelet touched his skin, a strange sensation enveloped Yamcha. It was neither painful nor threatening, but rather captivating. An ancient connection was established between the terrestrial warrior and the Egyptian artifact. What Yamcha did not know was that this artifact contained an ancient power linked to the era of the gods and legends. As the light of the bracelet merged with Yamcha, an ancient presence awoke, and it was the essence of an ancient god who had already slept inside the artifact. However, this being was neither malevolent nor benevolent. It was simply an ancestral force that sought to join a mortal existence, or at least that is what Yamcha felt at that time. The god, when merging with Yamcha, gave him skills and knowledge beyond his comprehension. Yamcha felt full of strength and a connection with history itself. The fusion, although disconcerting at first, was a unique symbiosis between the terrestrial warrior and the divine entity. Yamcha did not know what that bracelet really was. Back to battle, each moment became more challenging with Goku, Vegeta, and the Earth Warriors. Tagami, now completely free, unleashed a destructive force that put even the most powerful Saiyan to the test. In an effort to change the course of the battle, Tien Shin and Chao joined the battle.
Both warriors, aware of the threat that Tagami represented, took to the ring with courage. Their unique skills and determination added a new dynamic to the conflict, but even with their intervention, the darkness persisted. Tien-Shin ascended, concentrating his energy on coordinated attacks with Goku. Vegeta, despite their combined efforts, Tagami remained a relentless adversary. As the battle reached its climax, Goku and Vegeta, exhausted but without losing determination, shared a look full of mutual understanding. They knew they needed an additional power to face Tagami in his utmost expression. At the moment, an idea crossed the minds of the Saiyan: the fusion. Vegeta, I know it's not something you prefer, but I think it's our only option. I don't like to admit it, Kakarot, but I agree with you. If we want to stop this monster, we need all the power we can get. Both warriors assumed the necessary postures to perform the fusion dance. Goku and Vegeta's energy intertwined in a brilliant flash. In a matter of seconds, a completely new warrior emerged. Gogeta in his base form, the supreme fusion of the two Saiyan. It seems the occasion requires it. Now Tagami, get ready. Tagami, seeing the fusion of the Saiyan, let out a challenging smile. Do you think you can beat one of the sequaces of the Devourer of Worlds? The dark energy intensified, and the definitive form of the sacred god of darkness, now free to use all his power, launched relentless attacks. Goku and Vegeta, with their advanced forms, fought with all their strength, but the darkness had a firm grip. The fight lasted. Each moment seemed like an eternity. Yamcha, although he was only a container for Tagami, at one point in the fight he showed signs of pain on his face. It was as if his own essence was fighting against the darkness that consumed him. Yamcha, hold on, we're going to get you out of this. But Goku's words were lost in the storm of battle. Tagami, with a maniacal smile, continued his assault. The Earth, witness to this cosmic confrontation, trembled at the magnitude of the confrontation between light and darkness.
The battle reached its culminating point when Gogeta launched a massive attack against Tagami, seeking to break his resistance. However, the darkness that surrounded Tagami intensified, revealing a surprising resistance. It was then that Tenshin, Han, and Chaos, still on the ground, exchanged a determined look. They knew what they had to do to give Gogeta the opportunity to defeat Tagami. Goku and Vegeta, although reluctant to lose their friends, went at full speed to avoid what they had in mind. Tenshin, Han, and Chaos stood up, ignoring the pain that their bodies were going through. With determination, they faced Tagami, resisting his attacks with all their might. When Gogeta saw the situation, he understood the magnitude of the sacrifice they were making. We cannot disappoint his sacrifice. We must win this. While Tenshin, Han, and Chaos bravely fought against Tagami, Gogeta continued his assault with an intact intensity. The battle took place on two fronts, with the ground warriors sacrificing themselves to provide the necessary opening. Goku and Vegeta, as they approached, their hearts were filled with sadness and gratitude towards Tenshin, Han, and Chaos. Gogeta, at supersonic speed, approached the scene where Tenshin, Han, and Chaos bravely faced Tagami. His gaze reflected the mixture of determination and sadness, knowing that the sacrifices of his companions were the key to victory. Hold on a little longer, guys. We're going to put an end to this. The Saiyan fusion advanced towards Tagami, who, upon seeing Gogeta's arrival, stopped attacking Tenshin, Han, and Chaos to face the fusioned warrior. The intensity of the battle reached a new level, with attacks and counterattacks that resonated in the battlefield. Tenshin Han, with his remaining strength, took advantage of this distraction to hold Tagami with all his strength, preventing him from moving freely. His face reflected determination and resignation at the same time. Chaos, this is your chance. Every second I hold this monster, it's worth it. Chaos, next to Tenshin Han, weakened. His body showed the wrecks of the battle, but his eyes shone with the will to fulfill his duty. Tenshin Han is right. Gogeta, light will always prevail over darkness. Remember that. Goku, Vegeta, take care of our world. This is our last act.
At that moment, Chaos accumulated an immense amount of energy to sacrifice. Gogeta, who was very close, was hit by the expansive wave of the explosion. Gogeta, recovering from the impact, looked at the place where his companions were solemnly. "His sacrifice will not be in vain, I promise." After what happened, Gogeta raised his head with an uncontrollable anger. He increased his ki in such a way that he caused the battlefield to collapse, blowing away the stones that were in the place, making Tagami retreat only with the air bursts that expanded from his being. In a head-to-head battle, we managed to see Gogeta's transformation into his Versalion Blue Phase 4, which showed the essence of Ozaru as a kind of blue aura in a more controlled version, but much more powerful. A transformation never seen before, since they were not able to coordinate their powers to reach that transformation, while Gogeta's energy was transforming into a surprising and controlled version of the Super Saiyan Blue Phase 4. A bright blue essence of Ozaru was manifesting around him, revealing an unequaled power. The cosmic landscape trembled at the magnitude of this new form. Goku and Vegeta, witnesses of this unique transformation, were filled with amazement and determination. It was evident that Gogeta was reaching a level of power never seen before, merging the essence of Super Saiyan Blue with the formidable presence of Ozaru in an impeccable way. Gogeta, with his new form, directed an intense look at Tagami, whose expression of confidence was eclipsed by surprise. The battle, far from reaching its end, was just beginning in this new phase. The universe awaited the outcome of this epic confrontation, where light and darkness collided in a cosmic dance. The promise of a new dawn was looming on the horizon, but the price of triumph was uncertain.